What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I have an interesting topic because it's the holiday season. It's about to be December, or I think by the time I upload this it will be December, so I apologize for that. I'm making this, I think, the 30th of November. But anyways, today's topic is why Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. And before we get into that, please hit that subscribe button. It only takes 1 second and it makes a big difference to the channel, and it helps support me. It helps make me make the best content possible for you guys, because at the end of the day, these videos aren't for my personal gain. These videos aren't for me. These videos are for you guys, the fans, anyone that loves movies. If you're a big movie fan, movie geek, anyone that loves movie reviews, movie news, then you're in the right place. So hit that subscribe button. Like I said, it only takes 1 second and it makes a big difference to the channel. Now let's get into the video. Anyways, now you're all wondering, Die Hard being a Christmas movie? Because this debate has been out there for years. Ever since the movie came out, people have been like, it's a Christmas movie, or other people have been like, it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie. There's this big debate. So me saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie in itself, it's controversial. And when I say controversial, I don't mean like controversial as in people getting arguments or, start like punching each other. No, I just mean like people will disagree or agree. Not like, it's not like politics where people will legit beat each other up for different opinions. But anyways, the reason why I say Die Hard is the best Christmas movie is because I actually agree that it is a Christmas movie. The reason why is because it takes place in Christmas and it shows Christmas things. Then I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, but just because Christmas is in the background doesn't mean it is. Well, according to that logic, Home Alone shouldn't be called a Christmas movie, because in the end, it's not really about Christmas. It's about two burglars trying to get into a child's house. Let's be honest. If Home Alone is considered a Christmas movie, then so should Die Hard. Why? Because this is what I think a Christmas movie should, like, to fit the criteria of being a Christmas movie. This is all you have to do. All you have to do is say that it's around the Christmas time. And that's really, for me personally. Other people say that the story has to revolve around Christmas. Like, for example, a movie like The Santa Claus or Christmas with the Cranks, something like that. People will tell you that the story has to revolve around it being on Christmas. I honestly disagree. I think even if you just have Christmas in the background, whether you have like trees and you acknowledge the fact that it's around the Christmas time, where like, like Jingle All the Way, where it's all about like getting a present, just acknowledge that Christmas is happening in the background. And to me, that's really how you fit the criteria to be a Christmas movie. That's why I actually consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie. And now, if your movie doesn't acknowledge Christmas whatsoever, like it doesn't tell you that Christmas is happening, whether it's December era, whenever, or even if it's the day of Christmas, then honestly, then you're not a Christmas movie. Maybe if you have trees, like, your typical Christmas stuff, like you have to show something that makes the audience obviously know that it's Christmas. For me, that's really what a Christmas movie is, and that's why I consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie. I'm one of the biggest fans of Die Hard. I love Die Hard. I think I'm one of those people, like, I know there's a lot of people who love Die Hard. Like, I think Die Hard is probably the most universally loved movie of all time. I think it's either that or Forrest Gump. Those two movies are so loved by everyone that I never meet anyone that hates it. The only argument that there is about Die Hard is two things. Number one, it is or it isn't a Christmas movie. Or number two, people saying that, wait, what was that the sequels and like the whole, like, because remember, Die Hard isn't just one movie. They made multiple movies, and lots of people, there's that other argument saying they shouldn't have continued Die Hard and it should have been a one-off. I'm one of those people who actually believe that it should have been a one-off, because really the story is about a guy who's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I really don't know how they can expand that. I'm not the biggest fan of Die Hard 2, 3, and all the others. But anyways, they still decided to make that. I mean, I have the same thought with Back to the Future. Although, I will not lie, Back to the Future has some good sequel, ideas. Like, Back to the Future, I would honestly, I was fine with them going more like sequels, because I understand that whole concept of time travel is something you can expand on a ton. But a lot of people make sequels that really don't matter and people don't really like. Like, for example, I love the first Happy Death Day, but I didn't love the second Happy Death Day, because the second Happy Death Day just made everything way too confusing. It took the concept from the first movie and just kind of like went on with that concept, but expanded it, but not in a way you would love it. But anyways, Die Hard for me is the best Christmas movie because, you know, I just love the action. I love Bruce Willis's acting. In fact, Bruce Willis is on my top 20 actors of all time. I just love his acting. I remember being so happy when I saw him on Friends. I was like, yo, that's Bruce Willis. The funny thing is, on Friends, Ross, Joey, and Chandler all love Die Hard a ton, that they rented a ton. And the minute that Bruce Willis walks in, they don't make any Die Hard references. I guess they just think that that guy looks a lot like Bruce Willis in Die Hard. I guess that's how they picture it. But even like that, Chandler could have like dropped the joke saying, "Hey, you look like that guy from Die Hard." But anyway, I love Bruce Willis, especially in Unbreakable. I think Unbreakable is my favorite Bruce Willis film. But anyways, the reason why I think Die Hard is the best Christmas movie is because I just love the action. I love the story. I think it's fun. Every December, I go back and watch Die Hard. I don't know. I'm a big fan of that movie. It's not in my top 20 films of all time, but, you know, I actually do have a list of that, but it's a movie I just constantly watch, and I think it's on my top 5 movies that I keep rewatching over and over and over again. I just love it, and I honestly, you know, I love Die Hard, and yeah, if you guys disagree that it's a Christmas movie, let me know down in the comments, because I honestly think it's the best. Well, I understand if you don't believe it's the best because there's other Christmas movies, of course. But the reason why I consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie is specifically for the fact that it acknowledges that Christmas is happening. It has Christmas in the background. And I know you can use the argument that the story doesn't revolve around Christmas, to be honest. But honestly, I really don't see that point. I think it's kind of dumb. And, you know, look, I'm fine with that whole thing. It's like, for example, horror movies. A lot of people say horror movies are all Halloween movies. Like, people during the Halloween time, they watch all these horror movies. Like, for example, Friday the 13th or, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. Both of those movies don't involve Halloween, but yet people watch them during the Halloween era, considering them Halloween movies. And so I looked at things and I think, so according to that logic, Die Hard should be a Christmas movie. I think it's the best Christmas movie. There's not a ton of Christmas movies that I consider masterpieces. In fact, I wouldn't even consider Die Hard a masterpiece. But it's a movie I love and I rewatch a ton because the movie is fun. I love action. I'm a sucker for action movies. Let me remind you of that. And, you know, I'm just a big fan of Die Hard overall. But anyways, let me know down in the comments what you think about Die Hard. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? Just let me down. I apologize for that. Just let me know. Apologize. Let me know down below in the comments. What are your thoughts? Is it a Christmas movie? Is it not? Thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button. It only takes 1 second. It makes a big difference to the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram, Isaac the Film Geek, the same name as my channel. So please hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.